The lights might go out, but we don't. This is your guide, your neighbor in the know, your host, Big Dave. Back to the basics.
And welcome into Back to the Basics with Big Dave. Got Mr. Wayne with me. Sorry we don't have anyone that we're interviewing this week, but the next 3 weeks we do. We're going to have Steve Stewart next week, and then I call him the prepping pastor. He pastors a church over in Georgia, and I call him the prepping pastor. That's not what he goes by on anything. But and then the next week we're going to have Ann Eubank again, and then the week after that, I am really looking forward to all three of this guest. And then the week after that, we're going to have Crystal, the garden consultant, and so we're gonna have some fun. We're going to talk to Steve about prepping and what the Bible says about prepping and end times and stuff like that. And then we're going to talk to Miss Ann again, and we're going to talk to her about what we didn't finish, the Blue Beam, the Black Swan event. And she was on Scott's show this week, which we got a shout out on Scott Beeson's show down in Montgomery on I think it's 93.1 News Talk, and on WYDE, where you can hear this show every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on WYDE. And you can also find our podcast at BigDaveBasics.com, but you can see our ugly faces if you go to Back to the Basics with Big Dave. So how you doing, Wayne?
Doing good. Doing good. How you?
I don't know if they want to see us on video. We definitely sound like what we look like.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a country boy. I don't care no more. I used to care. I don't care no more.
All of my stuff, Wayne says, just a redneck that works in radio. I mean, because that's all I am. But this show, and just to give y'all a little history about me and Wayne, I know we've said it before. It's been a while. We met when we were 7 years old, and I come down the road on a skateboard, and I meet Wayne, and here we are, two old men doing a podcast together, doing a radio show together. And I look forward to this each week. I mean, this is like me sitting down with a buddy of mine and drinking a glass of sweet tea.
I got my little coffee. We got my little cough.
Or your coffee. And we're just discussing. We're just talking about, what's going on in our lives, what's going on in the world. To me, I mean, and I'm going to tell you, I was telling one of my bosses the other day, he was asking me about the show and everything, and I told him, I said, this is a ministry for me. And it's not, I don't care to ever be famous. Don't care. Don't care anything about making lots of money. I'd like to make a little bit to keep the show going, but I do this as a ministry to help people get prepared, not for, and he laughed at this because I told him, I said, I'm doing it for job loss this weekend in Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas, Texas, all across North Carolina, Georgia. There's a big ice and snow event.
It's gonna be something else. What it's looking like up further up above us.
Right, above where we're at. But my thing is that I didn't have to do a whole lot as far as food wise to get ready for this. Uh, I went to the store just like I normally do to get, because, and this is going to hurt me. I haven't mastered bread yet. And that's the one thing that I wanted to make sure I had. And I'm
I'm
ill.
studying up on it.
I'm
I'm
ill.
studying up on it to help you.
I'm ill because I don't know how to make bread yet. If I knew how to make bread, I
Well,
wouldn't have
obviously you make
nothing.
it right. It just
I
don't
make
taste right, or
it. It's
is it?
very dense. Does that
Mm,
make sense? You know how you get some and it's light and airy
yeah,
and all that?
yeah, yeah.
Mine's like
Like
this
a
rock,
brick.
and you're sitting there going,
Well,
I mean, and it tastes good.
yeah.
It tastes great, but it's just not, you squeeze it a little bit and it stays like that. It don't pop back up like it's supposed
Mm,
to.
mm.
So I'm working on it. I'm working on it. That's one of my things for this year. Um, I am going to try to master bread, and I'm going to try to master batch cooking. You know what I'm talking
Mm.
about? Like making a
Yeah, yeah,
lot.
yeah.
Uh, but one of the things that I feel like there's, with all this weather coming in for a lot of people, this is the reason that you should be prepping.
Yeah, right now Walmart is, well, maybe not here. Well,
Yeah,
anywhere is
it
probably
was
out
here.
the door. I wouldn't want to stand in that line. So
No,
you've already got it. I've got most of mine. Mine's laying everywhere. I got to pull it together,
yeah.
but I hope it passes us.
Well, and I seen line after line after line at Tractor Supply of
Yeah.
people getting their tanks filled with propane.
And the
And I'm like, I'm sitting here I got one empty, which I need to go fill, but it doesn't bother me because I have one, two, six, seven. I have eight that are 20, the barbecue kind, the 20
yeah,
pound.
yeah.
I have eight of them.
Mm,
So, I mean, I have
you're good.
one. I'm good for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
If I ran my little buddy heater all day and
Uh,
all night.
I was going. I know you close to a break. Hey, I ran across something, and I'm gonna keep on. I'm gonna look back into it. Uh, it happened to me. I had my propane tank was outside. It was real cold,
Yeah.
like 2 years ago, I think it was. Hooked up. I brought it in, hooked up the buddy heater, and it had a hard time.
Hmm.
And then I heard someone talking about it, what it does out in the freezing. But then I didn't think that was a thing. But I'm gonna look back into that. But something happened to it. It took forever to get it
Wow.
cranked up. I
Because
don't
I have
know what
mine
happened.
outside in the shed. I
Maybe that's
have
something.
I have six
Yeah,
of them outside in the shed, and the temperatures are supposed to drop here in
man.
the next week.
Tuesday.
And that's a couple of the things that we're going to talk about tonight after I talk about, uh, you know, some of the stuff that I've got a couple of props, I guess you could say. Uh, one of them, let me just start with this. A lot of people, are buying up gold and silver. I even showed you. We were talking about it last week. You remember I was showing you these. I have some silver, but you know what? I, I can't eat this.
No,
I can't eat
That'd
this silver. You can't eat gold. So what do you do if you can't eat your gold or silver? Wow, what a question. You know, what do you do? And my thing is that if I can't eat gold and silver, I got to go to the next best thing, and that's going to be I'll just give you a little glimpse. Oh, what was that? Oh,
Uh-oh.
what was that? Oh, just a little glimpse. Just a little glimpse. But when we come back after this break, we're going to talk about if you can't eat gold or silver, what is the next best thing to do if you can't eat it? Hmm. All right, guys, we'll be back right after this. All right, guys, welcome back to the Basics with Big Dave, Mr. Wayne. Uh, I can't eat gold or silver, Wayne, but you know what I can eat? That right there. I canned it yesterday, and as y'all know, we record this on Thursday night. And if you're on the radio or on the podcast and you can't see what I'm holding up, I am holding a pint wide mouth jar that has beef stew in it. Looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It does look good.
And it is the perfect size. I took one for lunch today.
Oh,
And I did 5 of these. I was going to tell you, um, I have my thing here. I bought a top sirloin roast, and I bought some potatoes. Came out to about $15. So this right here cost me $3.
oh yeah. It's
And
homemade.
and that's home. I know everything that's in this.
Mm,
I know
that's good.
everything that's in this. And the crazy thing, Wayne, this costs $3. $3.
That's how you make it.
And you know what? I guarantee you, and I can tell you for a fact, this is better than what you would buy in the store.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
I mean, you know, so what do you do if you can't eat your gold or silver? It's okay to have some. You might use it down the road if something happens and you can't use your cash or whatever, or you've got your cash. I have cash in my wallet over there. I have my gold, my silver here. But my thing is this right here.
Hmm.
This
That's
right
food
here
food
is
insurance.
exactly. That's what Mr. Ken, Captain Ken said one time.
Mr. Ken.
He goes, you're a food insurance guy.
Yeah.
He goes,
Yep.
instead of, like you buy car insurance, this is insurance for me. What I paid for it now, It's not what I'm going to pay for it in 6, 8 months, a year from now. Now, trust me, this ain't going to last a year. But I could take one of these a week. And as we're recording this, as I've said, this is Thursday night. In there in the kitchen, I have 6 pounds of chicken that 3-quart jars. They are in the canner. They finished up. I've unplugged it. They are coming, the temperature, the pressure is coming down so that I can go in there and pull them out here in just a little bit.
Mm.
I did 2 of them. I did 2 of them plain, nothing in it, nothing at all. And I was telling my father-in-law and my wife, Wayne, I could come in from work and I could pop the top on one of them. I could pour it into a Dutch oven and I plan on, I've got a rotisserie chicken and I am going to this weekend, since it's going to be cold, we're staying in.
Yeah.
I am going to do some chicken broth.
Yeah.
You know, I told you about that.
I've got 2 carcasses in the freezer right now.
And buddy,
Ready to boil. I got to get celery and stuff.
Well, you remember Mountain Heart Homestead and Jennigan and Amber that we interviewed with Hollis Homestead, and Kylie with Olive Blue Homestead. They've all talked about doing their own broth.
Yeah.
And they take the carcass and the carrots and the celery and the onions and put it in there, and they let it run overnight.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow afternoon when I get home, the crock pot is going to be turned on and it's going to run till the next day, and I'm going to make me some broth. So when I get home and I open that jar of chicken, I can put some broth in the Dutch oven. Then I can put the chicken in there, and within 20 minutes, I can have chicken and dumplings.
Oh Lord, I'm coming.
And the crazy thing is,
there.
Or I can do chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Or I can do chicken casserole. I mean, you know, I did 2 of them that were plain.
Yeah.
So that I have, you know, I can do it any way I want to do it. I did 1 of them with this right here.
Garlic herb Tuscan style.
Tuscan style. It's by
rustic.
Kingsford.
Oh yeah.
It's Kingsford's. It's an all-purpose seasoning. And I did a couple of my beef stews that way, and I put this in it, and it was awesome. Let me tell you, because I took that one today, and it's the rustic Tuscan style. And this stuff right here, my wife and my father-in-law has already asked that when I can potatoes and I put them in water, or I put some water in there, that I put this in there with it to season.
I see it's half gone. I see it's half gone.
Yeah.
That's a big
it's
old.
half gone.
Yeah.
But I found out today I can get this on Amazon for about $13, the 25 ounce. So I'm fixing to go on there and get me, unless Kingsford wants to sponsor us.
Hey.
And send us a couple of these. They'd be more. Oh, trust me, I will talk about you, because I'm telling you, we are loving this one. I like their lemon pepper too, because their lemon pepper, I don't have it in here with me, but their lemon pepper is more lemon than pepper.
Oh yeah.
And I love that, especially you do a lot of salmon.
Yeah, that's I like
salmon.
I like lemon pepper.
If you ever get the Kingsford, you'd probably like it because it's got a lot of the more lemon than the
Yeah,
pepper. You can always add a little bit more pepper if you want it,
yeah.
but
So when like you're talking about adding these different spices and the way you're preparing your chicken, say 2 or 3 jars plain, the other ones you're doing something else. And
mhm.
you're talking about being frugal, right? Meaning while you was talking about putting that bone broth in that crock pot, and I was thinking of what I could do. And I was so that's being frugal, just adding like garlic and
Oh yeah,
celery
oh
to it,
yeah.
and just good stuff, and no crazy additives.
No, I want the 2 that are plain, I want them to be able to so that I can use them for whatever I need. The one that
Gotcha.
I put this in, I can't use I'm not gonna be able probably could, I guess I could use it uh, in chicken noodle soup
Oh yeah,
or, something like that, but, I mean, if I want regular chicken noodle soup or regular um, chicken and dumplings. I don't want the one that's got the
yeah,
seasoning in it. I want to
yeah.
season it for that.
Right.
So, it's just using them, being able to use them whichever way I want to use it. I can do, I could dump a half of the quart out and sprinkle taco seasoning on it and heat it up, and boom, we got chicken tacos.
There you go. Okay.
So using it in any way that I'm making it so that I can cook with it in
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
fashion that I want to do. So it makes it a big difference if you season it one way, if I go ahead and put taco seasoning in it, that's the only way I can use it. I can't
Yeah.
use it in
Right.
chicken
Right.
casserole or chicken and dumplings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't want tacos with my
There you go.
dumplings. So that's why I'm being frugal about it and doing a little bit here and a little bit there. But I mean, I've got 6 pounds of chicken that's done. It's in the Nesco 9.5 quart electric canner with Hollis Amber from Hollis Homestead and Kylie from Olive Blue Homestead. They're both on TikTok if you want to follow them. But I'm telling you, the Nesco, it is, me and you were talking earlier, it's like the Ronco.
Yeah.
Set it and forget it. I
I
mean,
remember that.
it is so daggum easy. I
Yeah.
mean, I couldn't believe how easy it was. All right,
That's my
guys,
next
we
project.
fixing do what?
That's my next project.
Yeah,
Save up.
save up. All
Save
right,
up.
guys, we're gonna go to break and we will be back right after this. All right, guys, welcome back into Back to the Basics with Big Dave. Talking about this canning, that's my food insurance that we were talking about. And if you haven't canned before, and Wayne, you haven't, so we're going to start you off on stuff like this. Um, Start off with
Yeah.
water bath canning. And once you've kind of gotten your feet wet with that, um, then and we kind of work on it, getting it to where your water bath canning, your jellies, your jams, stuff like that. Pasta sauce can be because it's a high acid. Um, Then we'll go up to a pressure canner. Okay,
All
so
right.
that you just to get your
That's
feet wet, so that you can kind of get, water bath canning kind of gets you. It's almost like taking a pre-test.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
studying. The water bath is a lot less forgiving, and you'll start understanding a little bit about um, how it's supposed to be done. Your
yeah.
techniques. You do this, then you do that, then you do this, then you do that, and
Hmm.
you go through the steps. And once you've done it, 7, 8, 9 times, you realize, oh, okay. Then once you get to the pressure canner,
Yeah.
uh, you learn a little bit more, but it's not like cramming for a test the night before.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah,
You're taking a pop-up
yeah.
test and a little bit here and a little bit there.
That's the best way laid out for me. I have
Well,
to. That's the way I'm gonna have to learn it.
it is for everybody, or it
Yeah,
was for me. And I
yeah.
think you learn a little bit or a lot like I do. You
Oh
got to
yeah.
be hands on.
Oh yeah.
You got to be hands
Failure.
on. Yeah,
Lot of failures to make it right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with failures,
Right.
So, and then after you've learned the the canning and all, and this weekend, and you talked about it before uh, we started the show, because I don't know if people realize we talk for about 20 or 30 minutes before the show ever starts, even though
Yeah.
we talk 2 or 3 times a week. And the majority of the time, when we talk 2 or 3 times a week, we're not talking about the show. So then, before we record the show, we talk about the show.
Yeah.
But you were talking about this before we ever started, and that was getting your pantry in order. And what do you put in your pantry? You were talking about that before the show. What There's stuff that you need to get out of the pantry.
Yeah.
I've had to do that too. Um, and I'm having to do that now. I've already redone the pantry once 2 months ago, but now last year I was sick and all that stuff was going on. I didn't do any canning.
Yeah.
Well, I started when I bought this Nesco, uh, and I've started canning, and I am on a tear to get my pantry back the way it should be. So I'm fixing to have to reorganize my pantry also.
It's a job.
Yes, it
It's a
is.
job, buddy.
But we both have to do that. I mean, it's one of them that we have to do. And I know everybody's a lot of people, like we said earlier, a lot of people are worried about them getting freezed in, ice, snow, no power, all of that stuff. Um, I have a little thing that I have another little prop.
Okay.
You see what that is?
That's the old hand sanitizer.
That is hand sanitizer.
Old COVID.
And
Old
it,
COVID type.
yeah, from the COVID. A lot of people have these left over from
I do.
COVID. This is right here. This is left over
My,
from COVID.
I've got one.
All right. Take you a muffin tin, take you about 3 or 4 squirt in this one, 2, 3, 4. Then take you uh, the the rings that go on your jar,
Hmm.
set them up there in all 4 corners, so that, and then take your lighter and light this. This has alcohol in it,
Right.
and it
Right.
burns clean.
Right.
You can boil water with this. You can
Oh my
heat
goodness.
up your vegetable soup,
Oh my goodness.
your
Okay.
chicken noodle soup. A lot of people don't realize that you can use this little thing right here, and it's the smooth gel with triple action moisturizer.
Oh,
But
oh yeah,
make sure you do it on top of the stove. You don't want to do it on the counter because that pan's going to get hot.
right,
But you got your 4 things. Pump
right.
it into each one. 2 or 3 in this one, all 4 of them. Then put your rings in the corner, in between each one. Set your pan on top of it. Once you've lit it, you've got.
I will be trying that.
I
I'll be
mean,
trying that.
I thought I was like, you remember when we were younger, and I'll just point right here when we went hunting. Uh, and
Yeah.
you remember when we used to go and sit in the shot houses? They
Mm,
would take the tin, put the toilet paper in there, pull the middle out, fill it up with alcohol, and light it.
yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
how you stayed warm. You remember
Yeah.
that?
Oh yeah.
Well,
It was cold and rainy
this
that
is the
day.
same thing. You're
Wow.
doing almost the exact same thing, except you're not using straight up alcohol. You're using this. And
That'll work.
I started to get one of my tins and do it, but I didn't want to mess up. I don't want to mess it up because you're liable to mess up that muffin
Yeah.
tin. But I was like, I can't believe that I have not thought about doing that. Um, but yeah, I mean, I was tripping on that. So that's something to think about so that you can heat up a soup. You can heat up anything that you need to heat up. You can boil some water. Because one of the things that I do, Wayne, I don't know about you, I love oatmeal, especially when it's cold. Do you like oatmeal? Maybe you don't. I don't know. I think you might be froze. But I love oatmeal. Do you like oatmeal?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I love the
That
maple
wa-
and brown sugar.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Warms you up on the inside.
exactly. So if you can heat up some water and make that when it's cold, that's just comfort food right there. I mean, it really is. All right, guys, we fixing to go out to break. And when we come back, Wayne's going to tell us more about that propane, and he's got a few little tricks up his sleeve that we're going to talk about when we come back, and we will be back right after this. All right, guys, welcome back to the Basics with Big Dave, Mr. Wayne.
Right.
Wayne, what you got? What you got on your side?
Uh, let's say we got a. I'm. We were talking about last week or the week before about that Kerrygold butter
Yeah,
and the margarine you're buying that's not good for you. You run it your lawnmower. But I'm gonna make the butter because that when you said 11 something and I caught myself buying that Kerrygold for 11 something, I thought I was gonna have
yeah,
a heart attack. And then I watched how to make it. It's heavy whipping cream.
yeah.
The lady I watched, I think she was Wisconsin, maybe. Uh, was telling an old tradition passed down. They just took a quart mason jar, put the heavy whipping cream in it, and shook it. She shook it for so long, and it was whipped cream. She said 6 more minutes, and
Yep.
all that separated. Pull it out, squeeze it. You got buttermilk with the
Yeah.
liquid to make in what she say.
Cornbread.
That might be what it was. And so there's
Cornbread.
two
Yep.
things I can put up. But the butter, I can't wait to taste it.
Oh, I've done it. I've
You
done
you
it
was talking about that.
with my KitchenAid. I poured it in there and just let it spin it around, and it tasted and is just, I mean, it's one of these things that you can't believe how much better it is when it is homemade versus the store bought. I mean, it tastes so much better when you make it out, and you feel like you accomplished something. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
But there was one person that did it, Wayne, and they put it in a jar and they put it under their foot and just rolled it back and forth. Or they'd give it to their kids and let their kids shake it till they got
Yeah,
tired
there you go.
and stuff.
Yeah, she said that her parents let them put it in baby food jars because they could just sit there and really shake it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that was pretty
awesome. I
cool.
ain't think about that. But that's cool.
Yeah, or those jelly jars that you leveled me up with.
Yeah, I gave you I think it was 2 cases of jars that I gave you for Christmas. But yeah, putting some in that jelly jar and shaking it up, and it'll keep you while you're watching TV or whatever, you'll be able to make it, and then you can that's stuff that you can put on the counter, and you can leave it on the I leave butter on the counter now. I don't know about you, but I do. I leave butter on the counter. A lot of people don't, and I enjoy having butter that is ready to be spread.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
And the
Me too.
one you're going to make is very easy to spread on bread. It it works. I mean, just like it's like spreading mayonnaise on there or anything like that. It works so much better than most of the others and all, but you know, it makes a big difference when you um are using something that you did.
Right, right. That's right.
What else you got?
That I told you I ran across that my propane tank was out in the shed. I think it was a year and a half, 2 years ago, whatever it was. Got real cold. I
Yeah.
had a problem. I had a problem syncing it up with my buddy heater.
Mhm.
Now I never had a problem with my grill doing that ever, but I had some kind of problem, and I ran across. I don't know the whole thing about it. I don't know from start to finish about it, but this guy's talking about vapors and some very interesting stuff.
Go ahead,
Uh,
play it for us.
play that?
Yeah. See if we can make it through. Well, looks like he's froze up again. But what he was talking about during it
Great
is
question. So
that
usually when your tanks are freezing up, you're using more fuel, and I say fuel vapor, than the tanks can produce. So depending on how many BTUs you're running, the propane itself, when you're in a tank, and again, I don't mean to berate anybody, but basically you're using the vapor portion of the tank. And so if you're using a 20-pound tank, it's only the surface of that tank, so the diameter. So let's just say it's 18 inches wide. The point being is that liquid.
okay, so he's saying that that liquid is only going to use so much of it, and toward the end of that clip that he's talking about is that
If you're not making vapor, it has nowhere to go. That's when the tank freezes up. It pushes liquid up into the tank, rather up into your lines, rather than vapor. So you may want to think about using multiple tanks or something with again, if you look at a 20-pounder, a 30-pounder, 40-pounder, even a 100-pounder.
Yeah, using multiple tanks. I didn't catch that the first time that we were talking about it,
Right.
but it's pushing the liquid up in there instead of the vapors.
Right. So that's something I ran. That must have been what happened to me. I eventually got it caught on, but then I'm gonna keep researching on maybe keep the tanks in a warmer spot, but I don't know.
Well, that's something to think about. Like when you are, if you're going to like use the buddy heater inside, bring that tank in,
Go
and
ahead
when
and
you
bring it in.
and start it, but then bring another one in and have it sitting in the corner so it's staying warm. Then when the first tank dies, you can get the other tank that's in the corner, bring it over, hook it up to your propane. I mean, you could put them in multiple places in the house, in the room that you're using so that it would be able to, so you'd be able to use it.
Right. Pretty much go ahead and set it up and prime it, and it will be because it was disconnected.
Yeah.
So if it's disconnected, go ahead and bring it in, prime it, or put it somewhere and get it primed.
Right.
You get cold, you're gonna need it this weekend.
Yeah, you're gonna need it, and they're already talking about the next weekend, it doing the same thing that it's doing up north in Tennessee, the Carolinas, Texas, Arkansas, and all that. They're talking about it already doing that here in Alabama the next weekend. So if you don't think about it this weekend, think about it the next weekend so that you have all your stuff together for whatever weekend. You just kind of, file this in the back of your brain and remember little tidbits that Big Dave and Mr. Wayne are putting out on the airwaves for you. So what else you got, Wayne? You got anything else on that end? I don't know if I don't guess you can hear me, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of things we're going to talk about. Don't forget, I don't know how much more time we have, but before we get out of here, I do want to say, don't forget that next week we will have Steve Stewart, the prepping preacher, on with us from Georgia. Then the next week we're going to have Ann Eubank again with us, and we're going to be talking about Black Swan and Blue Beam and a few other things. I think I'm going to try to talk to her about the bread because I'm having a hard time with my bread. And then the next week, we're going to have Crystal with Garden Consultants. That'll be on the next week. So that's the next 3 weeks that we have coming up. And just remember, guys, always be safe out there. When you do bring, even with the buddy heaters and bring them in, have you a smoke detector? Have you a carbon monoxide detector? Have, make sure your furniture is away from your buddy heater or anything like that. If you're using a kerosene heater, make sure you get your kerosene, get your propane, get all the stuff, get in the house, get set, but make sure that you have a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide detector and be safe. Be safe. Don't try to be a hero. Um, just, but do make sure you check on your elderly people that live around you and make sure that if they need some help, you help them because they don't need to be out in the ice if it ices up or even if it snows. They will end up uh, being they could slip and fall and that would be the worst thing in the world for them. All right, guys, we will see y'all next week, and stay safe out there. Thank you, Mr. Wayne. We'll be back next week right after this. Commercials and all that. Make sure you go to the podcast, BigDaveBasics.com.
Second Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. Don't be scared, be prepared.